Bueno, habíamos charlado catering checks, habíamos charlado el tema de las comidas, special meals, ¿ya? Well, moving on, a little bit of vocabulary, which we have seen already. PA means, for example, if someone tells you, you have to make a PA. PA means public or passenger announcement. Area responsibility, yeah? During the briefing, you are assigned, or maybe before a briefing, an area responsibility, yeah? According to roles. Safety equipment, security, stowages, ground staff, catering staff, dog houses. Stowage is the same as compartment. And dog house is a type of compartment at floor level, yeah? You slide it in and out. And inside you may find either equipment or empty or cabin, dressing material, etc. Galley catering checks, suspicious items, anything to report to your supervisor and ready for boarding or not. And CRM, or human factors, remember that, yeah? Good. Okay, now we have reached the pre-flight video check or pre-flight check video. Meaning, what do you think this is? What is a pre-flight check video? What do you think you will see here? You will watch.
Los procedimientos de emergencia, por ejemplo, cómo evacuar el avión.
I wouldn't go that far, but just a simple pre-flight check of your equipment, yeah? So we'll see, and just finish with this, and hopefully I will share with you the video I want to share. Okay, let me know if it works. Okay, so the title reads Flight Attendant Pre-Flight Checks. Let's see.
So once again, I'm on an empty aircraft. It's our shoulder season, so we tend to have a lot of flights where we're only taking people home in our shoulder season, and this is one of those. Today I thought I'd take the opportunity to go through some pre-flight checks with you and show you some of the things we do prior to takeoff. Now what we have here is one of our overhead bins that's dedicated for emergency equipment. And here we have a manual demo kit. The yellow patch there has oxygen masks, and to go with those oxygen masks here we have oxygen cylinders. Now, the oxygen cylinders, these ones particularly are used in the event of a decompression, although if we have to, we can also use them for first aid purposes. So I'm going to take one of these right out and show you what pre-flight check is on one of these. So the first pre-flight check for these things is we make sure that they are at a minimum of 1500 psi, which you can see here we are meeting the minimum requirement on this particular model. The green caps there are dust caps, so we make sure those are in place. In use, we would put our oxygen masks in there. Of course, we want to make sure that the valve is off, and that we have this green guitar-style strap attached as well. And that's it. And normally we'll do the pre-flight check without removing it from storage, but for the sake of showing you this model, I wanted to take it right out. So we'll start with the first aid kit here. The pre-flight check on the first aid kit is really simple. Just make sure those green seals are in place. If the green seals are there, that means the first aid kit has not been accessed since the last time it was checked, and that means that it's good to go. If the seals are yellow, that means somebody's used it, but it still meets the minimum requirements. And if the seals are not there, then we'd have to open up the bin and make sure that everything is present. Over here we have our megaphone, used in the event of an emergency, for an evacuation, or if perhaps we need to talk to everyone, and the interphone is not working. Pre-flight checks to squeeze the trigger. Makes a clicking sound, that means the battery is charged, and we're good to go. Sure. Fire extinguisher is another simple pre-flight check. We need to make sure that the needle here is in the green zone. The metal pin and the red seal are in place and intact. and that the nozzle is clear of obstruction. Of course, you want to make sure that the fire extinguisher is present and secure, which you can see is safely clasped in place. And we have the pre-flight check on our jumpsuit, which has to be done prior to every flight, just like any other pre-flight check. On the jumpsuit, we need to make sure that when we pull down the seat itself, it has to be self-stowing, so if we stand up, it re-stows. And the seatbelt straps, when pulled lightly, come all the way down, but we have to make sure that if tugged, they must lock. And of course, we need to make sure there's no fray in the strap as well. Underneath the seat, we have more emergency equipment. You can see the flashlight there with the little red light at the front. That light will blink every 10 seconds or sooner. If it takes longer than 10 seconds, then that means the battery is not adequately charged. There's an exception to that. If it's extremely cold weather and the aircraft is being cold, it may be slightly slower. We have our crew life jackets, our checklists. In case we forget to do any checks, we can always refer to those checklists. And we have the smoke hood, which we can put on in the event of a fire, so we continue breathing while fighting the fire. Pre-flight checks here to make sure that this locking clamp is in place, and that the seal, the yellow seal inside, is not broken. It's also important to make sure that this is present and secure means having this strap tightly around the smoke hood. All right, and that's the jump seat pre-flight checks.
Okay, how was it? How was the video? Easy, not easy? Was it clear? Was the sound, was the audio clear?
Sí, profe, se escuchaba bien, pero
Yes.
había muchas palabras que no lograba entender.
That's okay,
No fue
that's
muy
normal.
fluido.
I see. Anyways, this is a cabin crew member flying, I don't know where, and I don't know which airline he's working for, but at least did you get any vocabulary, anything about equipment, maybe? Nothing at all. So the second time we will listen to this video again. What safety equipment can you mention? That's the idea, yeah? So the second time you listen to this video or you watch this video, I would like you to try, make an effort to identify safety equipment or what you think you hear, yeah? We'll see.
So once again, I'm on an empty aircraft. It's our shoulder season, so we tend to have a lot of flights where we're only taking people home in our shoulder season, and this is one of those. Today I thought I'd take the opportunity to go through some pre-flight checks with you and show you some of the things we do prior to takeoff. Now what we have here is one of our overhead bins that's dedicated for emergency equipment. And here we have a manual demo kit. The yellow patch there has oxygen masks, and to go with those oxygen masks here we have oxygen cylinders. Now, the oxygen cylinders, these ones particularly are used in the event of a decompression, although if we have to, we can also use them for first aid purposes. So I'm going to take one of these right out and show you what the pre-flight check is on one of these. So the first pre-flight check for these things is we make sure that they are at a minimum of 1500 psi, which you can see here we are meeting the minimum requirement on this particular model. The green caps there are dust caps, so we make sure those are in place. In use, we would put our oxygen masks in there. Of course, we want to make sure that the valve is off, and that we have this green guitar style strap attached as well. And that's it. And normally we'll do the pre-flight check without removing it from storage, but for the sake of showing you this model, I wanted to take it right out. So start with the first aid kit here. The pre-flight check on the first aid kit is really simple. Just make sure those green seals are in place. If the green seals are there, that means the first aid kit has not been accessed since the last time it was checked, and that means that it's good to go. If the seals are yellow, that means somebody's used it, but it still meets the minimum requirements. And if the seals are not there, then we'd have to open up the bin and make sure that everything is present. Over here we have our megaphone, used in the event of an emergency, for an evacuation, or perhaps we need to talk to everyone, and the interphone is not working. Pre-flight check is to squeeze the trigger. Makes a clicking sound, that means the battery is charged, and we're good to go. Sure. Fire extinguisher is another simple pre-flight check. We need to make sure that the needle here is in the green zone. The metal pin and the red seal are in place and intact, and that the nozzle is clear of obstruction. Of course, you want to make sure that the fire extinguisher is present and secure, which you can see is safely clasped in place. And we have the pre-flight check on our jumpsuit, which has to be done prior to every flight, just like any other pre-flight check. On the jumpsuit, we need to make sure that when we pull down the seat itself, it has to be self-stowing, so if we stand up, it re-stows. And the seatbelt straps, when pulled lightly, come all the way down, but we have to make sure that if tugged, they must lock. And of course, we need to make sure there's no fray in the strap as well. Underneath the seats, we have more emergency equipment. You can see the flashlight there with the little red light at the front. That light will blink every 10 seconds or sooner. If it takes longer than 10 seconds, then that means the battery is not adequately charged. There's an exception to that. If it's extremely cold weather and the aircraft is being cold, it may be slightly slower. We have our crew life jackets, our checklists. In case we forget to do any checks, we can always refer to those checklists. And we have the smoke hood, which we can put on in the event of a fire, so we continue breathing while fighting the fire. Pre-flight checks here to make sure that this locking clamp is in place, and that the seal, the yellow seal inside, is not broken. It's also important to make sure that this is present and secure means having this strap tightly around the around the smoke hood. All right, and that's the jump seat pre-flight checks.
Okay, so much better now or same story?
Sí.
Mejor?
Y ahora sí, profe. Ahora se entendí un poquito.
Okay, well, you know, this is, believe me, it's like doing, going to the gym. The more you do, the better you will become, yeah? So the more you listen, the more you talk, the more mistakes you make, even better for you. So which equipment is mentioned here? And regardless of the equipment.
Los botiquines de emergencia.
Okay, first of all, what's this called? What's this, the technical name for this area?
Overhead bins.
Well done. So overhead bin, overhead compartment, hat rack. It has different names, but it's the same thing. So what equipment can you see? Without opening it, you have two placards, one green and one white, and two stickers, yeah? So what equipment will you see here?
Oxígeno,
Mm-hmm.
el botiquín,
Yeah.
el megáfono,
Yeah, here in this one you will find three. You will see demo kit, which is not the plug is not there, oxygen bottle, and what is this? For fire.
Los guantes, profe.
el Heilan,
Not really. The gloves, firefighting gloves or gloves. Okay. Okay. So without even knowing, you know what you will find in this overhead compartment. After that, opening, you will see what? What is this blue bag?
Una máscara de oxígeno.
Yes, it has an oxygen mask, but something else. It is used to do the demo at the beginning of the flight.
¿Chaleco, profe?
What's that?
El demo kit.
¿Chaleco salvavidas?
Demo kit. I will write it for you. Demo kit has 4 elements. Oxygen mask. What else?
Chaleco salvavidas.
I will silence Mary for a little bit. Okay. Okay. Oxygen mask plus life vest plus what? Tuk tuk.
Chaleco salvavidas.
Yeah, that's the one here. Life vest or life jacket. Oxygen mask. 2 more.
La cartilla para mostrarles a los pasajeros.
Safety card. And 1 more. Black.
El cinturón de seguridad.
Yes. Seat belt. Okay. So every demo kit has these 4 elements. Remember, oxygen mask, demo oxygen mask, life vest, safety car instruction or instruction card, and seat belt. Yeah, good. Next to it, what is it? What is this something here?
Puede ser la capucha PVE.
Not really, no. What do these 3 things look like?
Son los tubos de oxígeno.
Absolutely, oxygen bottles or cylinders. The yellow bag is the extra attached oxygen mask. We have the one attached and the other one is extra. So you have 2 per oxygen bottle. Here you are, you can see clearly, hopefully. So oxygen bottle, pre-flight check. What do you check? You check the pressure gauge here and the 2 high and low inlet outlet. Yeah. Also, he will check the strap, this green strap that is like a guitar, and it should have the minimum PSI. What about this equipment? What does it look like? I think it's better now.
Este es el botiquín de primeros auxilios.
It could be, yeah, it could be FAK or EMK. It looks more of an EMK, medical kit, with 2 seals, green seals in this case. So it's good to go. Next to it, what is this equipment here? It's orange and white equipment.
El megáfono.
Megaphone. Exactly. Yeah, this is the megaphone. He pushes the trigger, click, click, for pre-flight check. Good. Nice. What is this? You are already familiar with this one.
Halon.
Halon. And the needle is in the green zone. The pin and the seal. The seal goes through the pin and the handle. Pre-flight check. Yeah, that's a typical pre-flight check for a halon. A halon is used widely by most airlines. And the nozzle should be free of obstructions. It should be ready to use. You will break the seal, take out the pin and use it. Esto lo van a ver en las prácticas, ya lo habrán charlado. In some airlines, you also check you should check the expiry date, o sea, la fecha de vencimiento. What is this called? It's not equipment, but what can you see here?
Interphone.
Interphone. And what about this?
El jump seat.
Jump seat. And next to the jump seat, what can you see?
Exit door.
Not really. What is this white with a red something and a yellow something here? Which you need to open in normal and emergency operation.
La puerta.
Yes, a cabin door. With this, what is this here?
Can you repeat?
What is this part of the door here? What is the technical name? The one here with the yellow area.
Ese no es. Ay,
El
creo que es el
tobogán.
tobogán.
Yes, that's called slide. Remember? Slide. If the door is armed and you open the cabin door in the armed position, the slide will deploy. So, right? So this is your responsibility again. Good. Now, what is he showing you now? What part of the jump seat is he checking?
Seat belt.
What part of the seat belt? Let's get technical. Here. What is this called?
Arnés.
In English would be? Anyone?
Shoulders.
Shoulder harness. The harness that goes over the shoulders. And the seat belt, which we cannot see. Good. This should retract automatically. Yeah, it should not get stuck. Okay, this is your protection in case of impact. And down below, there are different equipment pieces, let's say, or pieces of equipment. Now, what three equipment will you check here? What do you think? What's the first one?
PBE.
PBE. What else?
Linterna.
Flashlight. Yeah,
Flashlight.
remember? And
Life jacket.
absolutely, which is not yellow. It's reddish, orange-ish, yeah? So remember that. When you open, exactly what you said, the orange life vest, the PBE, and the flashlight. And also, he mentions something else. What is this something here, this white?
The checklist.
Checklist, pre-flight checklist. Why is it here? It's just a reminder or a guide. It will guide you so you don't forget anything. You check absolutely everything. It's a memory guide, let's say. It should be here in theory. Well, I will not go into detail, but he's checking that the seal, this metal strap, is intact and the yellow indicator is yellow. It's not blue, it's not pink. In this case, yeah, it should be the correct color. If it's pink, it should be pink. If it's blue, it should be blue. If it's not the normal color, you should report. Okay, now, okay, pretty much so. Well done. Good. Any questions? ¿Preguntas, chicos? ¿Cómo vamos? Bueno, hasta ahora, sí.
Yo tengo una pregunta, capaz es un poco como que ya debería saberla, pero
Vamos.
nosotros hacemos el checklist, ¿sí? Pre-flight checklist.
Ujú.
Pero cuando se termina el vuelo, ¿tenemos que volver a comprobar esos elementos de emergencia?
No. You do pre-flight check when you board the aircraft for the first time. Every time you board an aircraft, you do a pre-flight check of the equipment. Always. Let's say the other day we flew Buenos Aires, Bariloche, Bariloche, Buenos Aires, and then we changed aircraft. So we have to do pre-flight check again. So every time you set one foot on another aircraft, you have to do the pre-flight check.
Claro, esto lo pregunto porque una vez uno de los profesores nos contaba que se robaban las linternas. Ya, digamos, no nos podemos hacer responsables.
If someone steals something or takes something from the aircraft, you have to report to maintenance. I mean, you have to report to your senior crew member, who in turn will talk to the captain in command, and they will talk to the maintenance team. Of course, they have to write reports, but as you have done your job, you just have to inform. Because there is a minimum equipment list. You cannot take off below that number.
Okay.
If people steal because, I don't know, they want a souvenir, what can you do? I mean, if you see, you have to stop. But if you cannot see, you can't do much. But you have to report because maybe you disembark, you finish your flight, and there is another set of crew members waiting, and they have to take over. So they need to know.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Miss, sorry.
Yeah. Mary.
I have a down at work English question for today, please.
Okay, go ahead. Si quieres escribirlo, Mary, puedes escribirlo. Si no puedes hablarlo.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So far, we haven't seen any passenger. Now it's time for boarding. So have a look at everything we've done before welcoming people. This is a very, very short video. Nothing to worry about. Just have a look. This is boarding video. That's all.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome on board.
Welcome on board.
Okay. Any airline you could identify? Any airline you like? Different airlines, different lifestyles? I don't know. Yes, no. Mary, I will answer that question at the end. Lo respondo al final esto. as you can see, you have seen different airlines and different, completely different styles of demo videos. So going into safety or demo safety video, we'll see. Some airlines have videos, some airlines don't have any video, not even a screen, so you have to do it yourself. During boarding, what is important for you to remember is that first impression lasts. So the way you look, the way you stand up, the way you talk, everything will be there. Body language is essential for you to control, to be aware. Meet and assist, help. Families, are there any families or reduced mobility passengers? How can you help? High-value customers or frequent flyer program customers. Overhead bins, compartment, how can you assist? No need to lift any heavy items. Cabin crew, no need to lift any items that the passengers cannot lift themselves. You can assist by making space or by guiding, that's all. Cabin secure procedures or policy, safety demo, cabin checks, and CRM. And now you are ready, kind of ready. Boarding is essential for you. And during boarding, you may need this vocabulary. What is number one, for example? In your opinion, what is one? What is one showing you?
No lo entiendo, profe.
If you see picture one, what do you think? What's the word? We go to from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you see 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, what can you see?
¿Está preguntando de la primera impresión de las personas?
No, not anymore. No. During boarding, impression is very important on the part of passengers. During boarding, you may need some vocabulary to help people and to work with cabin crew members and ground staff, okay? So some vocabulary that you may hear and there that you will see here. I don't know if I'm clear. So essential vocabulary that may help you communicate with your team members, either cabin crew or ground staff. One of them is one. So my question is, what is one showing? Picture one here.
¿No sería la presentación, profe?
What is this in Spanish? I mean, then we will see in English. So what is one? Ah, no está presentando. Qué divertido. Esperen. Yo hablando acá sola. Okay, now. Thank you for telling me. I don't know why. Okay, now. Yes. Now. Here we are. So if I show you picture one, what can you see? Spanish, English, Spanglish, doesn't matter.
The airport.
The airport, good. Which part in the airport? Bravo 15, what is that?
Gate, ¿era?
Gate, perfect, Valentina. Gate number. So people go to the airport, they go through the check-in counter, or they go through the self-check-in kiosk, they go through security screen, remember from last session. Then they go to the boarding gate and wait, and I have a coffee, maybe I go through the duty-free shop. Okay, good. So gate. 2, what is 2 showing?
Boarding.
Yes, it's boarding, but This aircraft has 100 seats, but there are 150 passengers. So what is the problem here?
The aircraft is empty.
Empty?
Ah, no. El otro.
Full.
The opposite. It's full, more than full. We'll see in a minute, yeah? A lot of people, more than expected. What about 3? What is 3 showing?
Boarding pass.
The ticket.
Boarding pass, paper, boarding pass, and E or electronic boarding pass through your phone. That this is the future. What is happening right now? Yeah. 4. What is 4? What can you see in picture 4?
Seats.
Seats. What type of seats? Where are they? And during boarding, people will ask, where is my seat? Do I have a seat?
Number seat.
Seat number or window or middle or aisle. So window versus aisle seat. Again, everyday life vocabulary. Yeah, during boarding phase. 5. How about 5? What is 5 showing?
Row of seats.
Perfect. 6.
Emergency exit.
Exactly, Manu. Emergency exits. Remember, emergency exits include cabin doors, overwing exit, and cockpit windows. Only for landing, not for water. So, this could be an overwing exit. What do you need to do to the passenger sitting there during boarding? You have one person or 2 people sitting in an overwing exit. What do we need to do?
Give a safety card.
Why? It's in the seat pocket. Why do we do that in an overwing exit?
Because it's an emergency exit.
Okay, so every passenger seated there will need to, or we need to explain and do a briefing, a special briefing, yeah? So remember that, in English or Spanish. In Argentina, only people that speak Spanish or English can sit there. All right, so you will see a lot of travelers nowadays. They don't speak Spanish very well, but they do speak English very well. So you will need to do the briefing in English. All right. 7. What is 7 showing?
Transit or connecting flight.
Perfect. Passengers in transit, in connection, either in Argentina or anywhere else. Yeah. So again, people may ask you, I have a flight and I will be in transit for 3 hours. What can I do in Buenos Aires City? Can I go on a tour? Can I don't know, go and eat somewhere nice? I don't know. Yeah. So these are the words: gate, puerta de embarque, overbooked, sobrevendido, an overbooked flight. You will need to resolve the situation. Boarding pass, window aisle seat, row number or row of seats, emergency exit, and transit passengers. Okay? All right. So how about a break? Let's take a 15-minute break.
Yes, please.
Yeah? Okay. So see you in 15 minutes.
Okay.
See you. Hi again, welcome on board. ¿Cómo están? Bueno, si estamos todos, seguimos. ¿Qué les parece?
Yes.
Ok.
Bueno, vamos terminando, pero vamos a ver. Okay, once again, we will watch one video. Oops. Okay. The following video is about safety demo. So, during boarding, we scan people. We do the briefing if there are any passengers seated on emergency on overwing exits. Then we secure the cabin. All bags should be in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of passengers, except for emergency exits. After that, we arm our doors. After that, we have to do a demo safety video, or we don't make a video. We do a safety demo, or if there is a video, we don't do much. But in any case, if you have a video and there is a failure with technology, we have to do ourselves. We have to do the demo ourselves. Let's see. So let me share this with you. In-flight safety demo. And this happens during taxiing. So when the airplane is taxiing from the gate to the runway, we are doing this demonstration. Yeah. So let's see.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very welcome to Road Flight ORA 401 to London Heathrow. Before our departure, may we have your attention while cabin crew point out the safety features on board this Airbus A320. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle, as cabin crew are now demonstrating. To secure seatbelt, pull on the loose end of the strap. To open, lift the buckle cover, which should be faced away from you. In the event of loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks like these will fall automatically from the panel above your head. Pull the mask down sharply, cover with your mouth and nose, and secure with the elastic strap. And please breathe normally, as cabin crew are now demonstrating. Only when you have secured your own mask should you attend to children and other passengers. On board this aircraft there are 6 emergency exits, 2 doors at the rear of the cabin, left and right, 2 doors at the front of the cabin, left and right. There are 2 window exits at the center of the cabin, left and right. All exits are clearly marked. Please take a moment now to ensure exits nearest to you. Bearing in mind the nearest exit may be behind you. For your safety, there's a life jacket stowed in a pocket underneath your seat. When instructed, remove the jacket from its pocket. Place the jacket over your head. Bring the strap to the side of the jacket. Clip and pull the strap tightly to secure it around your waist. To inflate the life jacket, pull the round toggle down sharply. There's a mouthpiece for further inflation, a whistle to attract attention, and a light which comes on automatically once in contact with water. The life jacket must not be inflated until you're outside the aircraft. Infant life jackets and baby survival cots are also available. In the event of an emergency, floor pathway lighting will illuminate exits as the cabin crew are now demonstrating. In the seat pocket in front of you, you will find the flight safety card, which we now ask you to read before takeoff. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you all a pleasant flight.
Okie dokie, here we stop. Gaby.
Hola, ¿cómo andás? Perdón, te
Bien.
molesto.
No, todo bien.
Dale, hoy ya tuvieron una interrupción con Leo, ¿no?
Estuvo explicando algo, sí, pero bueno, no pasa nada.
Tomo lista rápidamente, ¿sí? Gracias. Hola chicos, chicas, ¿cómo están? Buenas noches. Acosta.
Presente.
Alfaro Ruiz.
Presente.
Aranda. Belizán.
Presente.
Casiato. Pantoma.
Presente.
Gorosito.
Presente.
Bukowski.
Presente.
Gutiérrez Ruiz.
Presente.
Madruzán.
Presente.
Gana.
Presente.
Molina. Oliva, presente. Perazo.
Presente.
Ramírez Dayana.
Presente.
Ramírez Noelia.
Presente.
Saldivia.
Presente.
Scaglia.
Presente.
Toledo.
Presente.
Valdés. Vega.
Presente.
Gracias, chicos. Gracias, Fer. Chau, chau. Que tengan una buena noche.
Beso.
A mí ya me nombraron.
Buen fin de
¿Cómo?
semana.
Que no
Van.
sé quién me...
Yo no, Molina, no escuché mi apellido.
Molina, sí te nombre.
Ah, perdón, no lo escuché.
Dale, no hay problema. Ahí te pongo presente. Bueno, gracias, Fer. Chau,
Gracias,
chicos.
Gaby. Beso.
Buenas noches, hasta luego.
Buenas noches. Bueno, ¿cómo fue este video, chicos? ¿Qué les pareció?
Bien, estaría bueno hacerlo ya.
Of course, you're counting the days. I will play it again, yeah? Again, I would like you to identify vocabulary that we have already discussed. Let's see what happens. In-flight safety demo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very welcome to Roadshare Flight ORA 401 to London Heathrow. Before our departure, may we have your attention while cabin crew point out the safety features on board this Airbus A320. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle, as cabin crew are now demonstrating. To secure seatbelt, pull on the loose end of the strap. To open, lift the buckle cover, which should be faced away from you. In the event of loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks like these will fall automatically from the panel above your head. Pull the mask down sharply, cover with your mouth and nose, and secure it with the elastic strap. And please breathe normally, as cabin crew are now demonstrating. Only when you have secured your own mask should you attend to children and other passengers. On board this aircraft there are 6 emergency exits, 2 doors at the rear of the cabin, left and right, 2 doors at the front of the cabin, left and right. There are 2 window exits at the center of the cabin, left and right. All exits are clearly marked. Please take a moment now to ensure exits nearest to you. Bearing in mind the nearest exit may be behind you. For your safety, there's a life jacket stowed in a pocket underneath your seat. When instructed, remove the jacket from its pocket. Place the jacket over your head. Bring the strap to the side of the jacket. Clip and pull the strap tightly to secure it around your waist. To inflate the life jacket, pull the red toggle down sharply. There's a mouthpiece for further inflation, a whistle to attract attention, and a light which comes on automatically once in contact with water. The life jacket must not be inflated until you're outside the aircraft. Infant life jackets and baby survival cots are also available. In the event of emergency, floor pathway lighting will illuminate exits as the cabin crew are now demonstrating. In the seat pocket in front of you, you will find the flight safety card, which we now ask you to read before takeoff. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you all a pleasant flight.
Okay. So, let's revise. First of all, which equipment can you see here at the back, on the left-hand side of the video? What is this?
Halon.
Halon and?
Interphone. No.
For firefighting, they are brother and sister. They are
PB.
PBE, yes, exactly. Good. Now we go into the demo. Now she's standing straight and aware of what's happening around her. Yeah. Remember, the doors are armed in arm mode. So if a passenger decides, for whatever reason, run to the door and open the door, you have to be alert. What is she displaying? What is she showing? What?
The seat belt.
Yes. Remember, there are 4 elements. This element is seatbelt demo. Good. Nice. Okay. Extension seatbelts are the same, in case you want to know. What is she showing now to passengers?
Mask.
Oxygen mask. It will show how the mask drops out from, which was the technical name of this area above passenger's head?
Bin. Bin puede ser.
Okay, bin, and then this panel is called
Passenger Service Unit.
perfect. PSU. Perfect. Passenger Service Unit. In lavatories, you will see the SU, Service Unit, containing the oxygen mask compartment in case of decompression. Yeah. So this is what she's showing, the oxygen mask. After that, she's showing what? She's pointing at
Emergency exit.
absolutely whatever they are. Yeah, could be doors, could be overwing exits, depending on the aircraft. After that, she's showing
Life jacket.
the life jacket. And in the life jacket, there are different elements. I will write it down for you here. So life jacket has a red toggle for inflation. You will see a light which will come on automatically when it comes in contact with water. It has a strap. It also has a mouthpiece for manual inflation.
Profe,
Yep. Valen?
nosotros en las prácticas vamos a usar esos chalecos.
I think so. The real ones. You will have to swim with this on. And probably you will have to swim with your colleagues to help them in the raft, to go into the raft, off the raft. Yeah, swim. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So get ready. Very exciting. I remember that. I was so excited. Now she's adjusting the strap around her waist. Now she's showing the mouthpiece for inflation or deflation. And then would be the time for, she's pointing to what? It's not the emergency exits, it's something else.
Son las luces del pasillo. No, profe, no sé cómo se dice en inglés.
Yes. The floor path lighting. I will write it for you. So it's floor path lighting. Okay. Good. And now that will be indicating the emergency exits. They go hand in hand. And finally, what is she showing?
The safety card.
Safety card. And now, after showing everything she needs to show to passenger, what is she checking? Or what is she doing?
Que tengan abrochados los cinturones.
She's doing the final cabin secure check, or cabin secure check. Meaning, whatever has been overlooked, whatever bag or handbag has been misplaced, has to be put under the seat, in front of people, or in the overhead bin. Again and again, and no matter how many times you check, you will always find some object where it should not be. So that's something that is human nature, I believe. It happens everywhere. And she's making sure people have their seatbelt on. Infants are supposed to be on mother's lap, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. Good. Nice. Okay, now for a little bit of real life practice. I would like one volunteer. Who would like to be a volunteer? So we have already done our safety demo. At some point, we have to welcome our customers, and we have to read a PA. So who would like to be the one reading this PA?
Can I?
Yes, please. This is your first day at work, Sophia, and you are asked to read the PA. Go ahead.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your flight service director, Purser, and my name is Sofia. We'd like to welcome on aboard Land's flight from Buenos Aires to Caracas. At this time, please check to see that your seat belt is fastened, your seat bag is upright, and your tray table is closed. Your cabin baggage should be under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Now I would like you to read it again, but this time I want you to think of your favorite destination and your favorite airline. Okay? So think about the final destination you would like to fly to and the airline you would like to work for. Okay, when you're ready, you can read.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your flight service purser, and my name is Sofia. We'd like to welcome you aboard Emirates flight from Dubai to London. At this time, please check to see that your seatbelt is fastened, your seat bag is upright, and your tray table is closed. Your cabin baggage should be under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. A little bit of adjustment here. When we read, it's good to make pauses and emphasize long or big words. What do I mean by this? For example, the first sentence, I would say good evening, because it's already evening. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Pause. I'm your purser. I choose one word. And my name is Fernanda. We'd like to welcome you on board. See, you, I don't emphasize, I don't stress. It would be rude. Sería como maleducado decirlo muy fuerte el you en este contexto. So, we'd like to welcome you aboard. So, el you queda como invisible. You aboard Emirates flight from Buenos Aires to Caracas. So, important information for passengers, Buenos Aires, Caracas. Right? At this time, a little bit of pause, please check to see that your seatbelt is fastened. T is silent in this word, fastened. And your seat back is upright. So seat back, upright. Those two words are important. And your tray table is closed. So tray table, closed. Your cabin baggage should be under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment. Thank you. So seat in front. Yeah. The other words are very, very weak in pronunciation. Yeah. So you can read it. It should sound almost invisible. Okay. It would. I think your PAs will be much attractive. Yeah. Good. Well done. This is part again of your responsibility. Maybe you are asked to read any announcement, even demo announcement, and you should be ready for that. You never know. Maybe your first flight, you have an emergency. Again, you should be ready for that. What is turbulence? Going back, now we are in flight. We have taken off. We are up in the air during cruising altitude. But unfortunately, we are flying from Buenos Aires to Santiago de Chile, for example, and we are facing turbulence. So what is turbulence? A sudden violent shift of airflow caused by wind, storms, jet stream, objects near the plane, particularly mountain ranges. For example, when we fly over the Andes or any other mountain range. So this can happen and you should be ready. In case of turbulence, severe, what should a cabin crew do immediately? First action.
Take a seat.
Take a seat, anywhere. I don't care. On top of people, on the floor, anywhere. So remember that.
Why?
Good. Because you have to protect yourself. And you are the most important person on board the aircraft. Always. You are first. Always. Now,
Suspicious.
excuse me, because I had a problem with my throat, so I couldn't talk. So, coming back, I'm even crying. So, suspicious items, yeah. So, suspicious item. Okay. Oh my God. So, this is part of what? Safety or security?
Security checks.
Security. Good. Now, again, you are flying. And what is this? Check.
CPR.
Yeah, first response. Oh my God. So, first response, CPR, and who is this guy here? The lady is doing CPR on the
Es el testigo, ¿no?
Okay. So.
¿Es la persona que lo va a continuar el RCP si se cansa?
Backup. Again, like fire. So, meaning, this man will take over CPR in case she gets tired, and or he will apply defib. So, defib, CPR simultaneously. When she stops, the compressions, he will apply CPR, defib. Okay? And that's pretty much. Now, meanwhile, while these two are doing CPR, and the other one is having an issue with security, service should continue. And this man in premium cabin should maybe never know what's happening in economy or vice versa. If he's in economy, he doesn't need to know what's happening in business or in premium class. You see? So all this is happening at the same time. How would you handle that? Believe me, it may happen all at the same time. In one part of the aircraft, there is a suspicious item. In another part of the aircraft, we have a medical case. And in the other area of an aircraft, perfect service. So, as if nothing was happening. So, well, something to consider. How would you handle that? Something to consider. Now, speaking of service, which is happening in this video, let's see. Have a look. In this video, we will see there is no dialogue, so no, don't worry. It's just to see someone preparing items for service. And in some airlines, they can prepare on ground. Sorry. Okay? So they can prepare on ground, and you have to be very organized. Okay, we'll see. Hopefully it will work. Alrighty. Here we go. Okay. ¿Qué tal estuvo?
Estuvo muy bueno, profe. Además parece
Perdón.
bastante complicado. Uno lo ve desde afuera y es como, listo, servir así, pero toda la preparación que tiene.
Bueno, todo depende, las ganas y la organización. It's all up to you. It is hard work depending on the airline again, because it will depend on which type of service they offer. You can have like low-cost airlines, which is minimum effort regarding service, regarding product. If you work for traditional airlines, you will have hot meals, beverage, hot beverage, non-alcoholic, alcoholic beverage, so it depends. Then, in bigger aircraft, you will have more cabin crew members, so the team will be bigger, so you will have more people to help each other, yeah? But something I want to say, even if it's a glass of water or a hot meal, a full hot meal, service should be high quality, yeah? Yes, someone said something or alguien quiso hablar. A lo que voy es, así sea, un vasito de agua, simple y sencillo, ¿cómo lo damos ese vaso de agua, no? Al otro espectro de servicio completísimo, ¿cómo lo servimos? Acá la clave es cómo. I don't know, it depends. Of course, I guess you will get some type of training. Now, within the galley, there is some equipment here and there. He prepared everything on ground. Preparó todo en tierra. I guess this is not a very long flight. It must be a 2-hour flight. I remember Rio Buenos Aires 2 hour and a half, and service was long. They had a bar, and then they have a meal cart. And then they changed the meal cart with the bar on top to make it faster and more practical, for practical purposes, and also money, yeah, to save money.
¿Qué es meal cart?
Meal cart es el carro de la comida, ahora se los escribo. Meal cart. So, the cart was a combination of meals on one end of the cart, and on the other side, a drawer, que es una vasera, with drinks on top. So you distributed meals and, I don't know, a Coke or wine, water, juices, etc. Again, fast. But of course, teamwork is essential here. Otherwise, you could never be able to finish this on time. And then
Profe, yo tengo una pregunta.
Manu.
Sí, porque me quedé con lo de la cantidad de miembros de tripulación en la cabina. Por ejemplo, Emirates, que tiene aviones grandes, que son, creo que Airbus 380, ¿cuántos tripulantes lleva cada vuelo de esos? Más de 6 seguro, ¿no?
No, 20 something. Because
20 tripulantes.
20 something. The thing is, the minimum requirement is for the doors, but then they have extra crew for service, because service takes a long time. It takes, galley management, time management are essential skills to have a good teamwork. You need to be a strong team member, yeah, to make it happen. Because, for example, I remember Rio Buenos Aires, among others. You can have Melbourne, Auckland, or similar routes where you spend 5 to 6 days together, and you really need to sync. You know what I mean? You really need to stick together and go in one direction. And maybe you were suffering from jet lag and the other one was not suffering from jet lag. So how can you make it work? You know, when you are sleepy and hungry, how do you manage your own temper when you are weak? That's the key point. So you really need to be strong-minded, strong. So just something there. But now I'm working in a low-cost airline and I don't know, I don't suffer from jet lag, but I need to be really, really quick because we only have 30 minutes in between disembarkation and boarding. So a different skill applies there. But the same skill, time management. So time management, teamwork, organization, priorities, same story. Okay, last thing we see today is a little bit of vocabulary boost. It's just simple words for your everyday life as a cabin crew. 1, 2, 3 are similar pictures, photos. What is 1, what is 2, and what is 3? Spanish, Spanglish, whatever you can use. Let me show you this now. Here we are. What is picture 1, what is 2, and what is 3? I hope you see.
El primero sería el despegue.
Yes. After that, after takeoff, what comes next?
El ascenso, ¿no?
Yeah, climb. After climbing, what happens with the wheels? The wheels.
Las guardan, digamos.
Tren de aterrizaje, yeah? How do you say tren de aterrizaje? Do you remember?
Landing gear.
Landing gear. It retracts or extends. In this case, it retracts because it's taking off. Good. Then the plane reaches what?
Crucero.
Cruising altitude. Yes. Good. That's what every passenger imagines. Yeah, that's the time for relaxation. 5. As part of relaxation, they can wear what? What is this? 5. Yes, headset. The service, some people may ask you if the service is free or there is another word for free, which is more formal. And we'll see in a minute, yeah? For free means, do I have to pay? Is it free or do I have to pay for this service? I remember people asking us if alcohol was for free or not. 7, what is 7? We've seen this many times.
Overhead bin.
Overhead bin. And people, passenger, crew, people, human beings can suffer from 8.
Jet lag.
Jet lag, exactly. After crossing 7 time zones, you will feel the difference now. Takeoff. These are the words. Takeoff, climb, retract or extend landing gear, cruising altitude, headsets, complimentary means free of charge, overhead bins, compartment or jet lag. Takeoff can be the action or the noun, es decir, puede ser el verbo o el sustantivo. Climb, lo mismo, para que sepan. All right, so far so good. People, we stop here today. We're gonna stop here. Hasta acá llegamos. Let's call it an evening. Sí les pido, primero si tienen alguna duda, me la consultan. Y ya la clase que viene, recuerden que la última hora es el examen, es el 31, es decir, tenemos 2 semanas. Yo los invito a que repasen todo, vean todo lo que vimos hasta el momento Las 2 primeras horas van a ser de repaso. Cerramos lo que falta, que es muy poquito, repaso antes del examen, ¿sí? Porque además van a pasar 15 días, es mucho tiempo.
¿Cuántas preguntas, profe?
Son 20 preguntas. Pero bueno, les pido ese esfuerzo extra de repaso.